After gaining independence on July 4, 1946, the Philippines began its journey toward progress and nation building. Each president left their mark, some through rebuilding, others through reform, and some through resilience. Let's take a look at the accomplishments of our Philippine presidents. Starting with the president who is known as a champion of masses and who brought government closer to the people. And that's no other than President Ramon Magsaysay. He strengthened democracy, fought corruption, and improved rural life. He passed the Agricultural Tenancy Act and the Land Reform Act to give land and rights to the farmers. Under Magsaysay, the Hukbalahap Rebellion was finally defeated. He will always be remembered as a humble leader who truly served the Filipino people. Following Ramon Magsaysay is Carlos P. Garcia. President Carlos P. Garcia stood for economic independence through his famous Filipino First policy. He encouraged Filipinos to support local business instead of relying to foreign ones. He also signed the Bolen-Serrano Agreement, reducing the U.S. military base lease from 99 years to 25 years. Garcia's administration focused on national pride and economic nationalism. Next is President Diosdado Macapagal. President Diosdado Macapagal was called the poor boy from Lubao who dreamed of uplifting the poor. He passed the Agricultural Land Reform Code to help farmers become landowners. He established the Land Bank of the Philippines to provide credit and support to rural communities. He also changed the Independence Day to June 12, honoring our true freedom from Spain. Diosdado Macapagal modernized the economy and promoted nationalism. The next president is known for the famous martial law. Of course, who wouldn't remember President Ferdinand Marcos? President Ferdinand Marcos started with a great ambition focusing on infrastructure and discipline. He builds roads, bridges, hospitals, and schools under his Bagong Lipunan vision. However, his declaration of martial law in 1972 changed everything. Though some progress was made, his term was also marked by corruption, abuse, and loss of freedom. Next came President Corazon Cory Aquino. After the 1986 People Power Revolution, Corazon Aquino became the first woman president. She restored democracy through the 1987 Constitution, limiting presidential power. She created the PCGG to recover stolen wealth from the Marcos regime. Her comprehensive reform law gave land to poor farmers. Cory brought hope, unity, and freedom back to the Filipino people. Next is President Fidel V. Ramos. President Fidel V. Ramos is a former general who focused on peace, energy, and economic progress. He solved the energy crisis, promoted investment, and made the Philippines one of the Asia's tiger cub economies. Ramos also signed peace agreements with Muslims and communist rebels, promoting unity across the nation. Next came President Joseph Estrada. President Joseph Erap Estrada was known as a president for the masses. He passed important laws such as Clean Air Act, the Retail Trade Liberalization Act, and the E-Commerce Act. However, his term ended due to corruption and economic issues. Succeeding President Estrada is President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Gloria Macapagal Arroyo focused on economic stability and foreign relations. She improved infrastructure and maintained strong ties with other countries. She also led the country through global crisis. Her term, however, was marked by controversies like Hello Garcia scandal and corruption issues. Still, Arroyo's administration contributed to economic growth and global partnership. Next is President Benigno Noynoy Aquino III. Benigno Aquino III, son of Cory and Ninoy, promoted the Daang Matuwid or straight path leadership. He focused on transparency, anti-corruption, and economic growth. His administration led to major projects like the K-12 education program, Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program or the 4Ps, and strong economic performance that earned the country a positive global image. Aquino believed in leading by example, honest, firm, and focused on reform. Next is President Rodrigo Duterte. President Rodrigo Duterte is known for his strong leadership style. His Build, Build, Build program improved roads, airports, and infrastructure across the country. He also pushed for poverty reduction and inclusive growth. But his controversial war on drugs led to criticism over human rights violations. Duterte's term left a lasting mark on the nation's infrastructure and foreign policy. Lastly, our current president, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. Continuing the Marcos legacy, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. focuses on unity and recovery. He launched programs for food security, digital transformation, and renewable energy. Under his leadership, the government emphasizes economic recovery after the pandemic and stronger partnership with other countries. President Marcos Jr. envisions a bagong Pilipinas, a modern, united, and resilient nation. From Magsaysay to Marcos Jr., every leader carried the weight of history, rebuilding, reforming, and redefining the Philippines. Each president faced struggles but all shared one dream, a better, a stronger, and a prouder Filipino nation. Mabuhay ang mga presidente ng Pilipinas! Mabuhay ang sambayanang Pilipino!